Mother. Hare Krishna. You able to hear me well, clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now even better or same?
It's better, Prabhu. It's clear only. I don't
Okay.
have any.
Okay. Okay, let's start and then go on. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katha Mahim Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashyatya Desatarine Amcha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevata Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratuje Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I welcome you all to our today's session, the systematic study of Vedic scriptures, that we are reading Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge, and we are reading those important verses that clears our doubts, our questions. If we approach Bhagavad Gita as it is, in a spirit of open-mindedness, in the spirit of devotional consciousness, only then we can enter and benefit from this confidential knowledge. Otherwise, knowledge has no worth, no value. We may aspire for great degrees, and we may aspire for also, out of curiosity, can go to so many places to have personal experiences, and also engage ourselves in hobbies of reading in libraries, or as soon as when we get some time, open some book and acquire knowledge. Or nowadays, turning to or tuning to TVs, radios. We can acquire a lot of knowledge, but this most confidential knowledge, in spite if we can access it, unless it is presented as it is, and unless we are also perfect recipients of such knowledge, it's not possible to make best out of this. Let's continue to read in this 9th chapter, the next verse 9:26. I think you can see the screen.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Okay, one second. I just want to do some more adjustment with the playback so that Varshamataji can hear. Output to the speaker. Can someone speak now? Can someone speak now? No, that's okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Can you speak now again, Gaurav?
Hare Krishna.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe. Then yeah, it's better to join yourself. Or let me do the following. Let me try. Yeah, maybe can you tune with your... Yes. Yeah, you can join. Okay. Okay. So who's reading?
May I read Prabhuji?
Yeah. Gaurav Prabhu.
Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tad aham bhakti upartam asnami parayatatmana. Translation: If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Purport: For the intelligent person, it is essential to be in Krishna consciousness, engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord, in order to achieve a permanent blissful abode for eternal happiness. The process of achieving such a marvelous result is very easy and can be attempted even by the poorest of the poor without any kind of qualification. The only qualification required in this connection is to be pure devotee of the Lord. It does not matter what one is or where one is situated. The process is so easy that even a leaf or a little water or fruit can be offered to the Supreme Lord in genuine love, and the Lord will be pleased to accept it. No one, therefore, can be barred from Krishna consciousness because it is so easy and universal. Who is such a fool that he does not want to be Krishna conscious by this simple method and thus attain the highest perfectional life of eternity, bliss, and knowledge? Krishna wants only loving service and nothing more. Krishna accepts even a little water from his pure devotee. He does not want any kind of offering from a non devotee. He is not in need of anything from anyone because he is self sufficient, and yet he accepts the offering of his devotees in exchange of love and affection. To develop Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection of life. Bhakti is mentioned twice in this verse in order to declare most emphatically that bhakti or devotional service is the only means to approach Krishna. No other condition, such as becoming a Brahmana, a learned scholar, a very rich man, or a great philosopher, can induce Krishna to accept some offering. Without the basic principle of bhakti, nothing can induce the Lord to agree to accept anything from anyone. Bhakti is never casual. The process is eternal. It is direct action in service to the absolute whole.
Here, Lord Krishna, having established that he is the only enjoyer, the primeval Lord, and the real object of all sacrificial offerings, reveals what type of sacrifices he desired to be offered. If one wishes to engage in devotional service to the Supreme in order to be purified and to reach the goal of life, the transcendental loving service of God, then one should find out what the Lord desires of him. One who loves Krishna's will give him whatever he wants, and he avoid offering anything which is undesirable or unasked. Thus, meat, fish, and eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such a thing as offering, he would have said so. Instead, he clearly requested that a leaf, fruit, flowers, and water be given to him, and he says of this offering, I will accept it. Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept meat, fish, and eggs. Vegetables, grain, fruits, milk, and water are the proper food for the human beings and are prescribed by the Lord Krishna himself. Whatever else we eat cannot be offered to him since he will not accept it. Thus, we cannot be accepting on the level of loving devotion if we offer such food. In this third chapter, verse 13, Sri Krishna explains that only the remain of sacrifice are purified and fit for consumption by those who are seeking advancement in life and release from the clutches of the material entanglement. Those who do not make an offering of their food, he says in the same verse, are eating only sin. In other words, their every mouthful is simply deepening their involvement in the complexities of material nature. But preparing nice, simple vegetable dishes, offering them before the picture or deity of Lord Krishna, and bowing down and praying for him to accept such a humble offering, enable one to advance steadily in life, to purify the body, and to create fine brain tissue, which will lead to be clear thinking. Above all, the offering should be made with an attitude of love. Krishna has no need of food since he already possesses everything that be. Yet he will accept the offering of one who desires to please him in that way. The important element in the preparation, in serving, and in offering is to act with love for Krishna. The impersonalist philosopher who wishes to maintain that the absolute truth is without senses cannot comprehend these words of Bhagavad Gita. To them, it is either a metaphor or a proof of the mundane character of Krishna, the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita. But in actuality, Krishna, the Supreme Godhead, has senses, and it is stated that his senses are interchangeable. In other words, one sense can perform the function of any other. This is what it means to say that Krishna is absolute. Lacking senses, he could hardly be considered full in all opulences. In the seventh chapter, Krishna has explained that he impregnated the living entity into material nature. This is done by his looking upon material nature. And so, in this instance, Krishna's hearing and devotees' words of love in offering foodstuff is wholly identical with his eating and actually tasting. This point should be emphasized because of his absolute position. His hearing is fully identical with his eating and tasting. Only the devotee who accept Krishna as he described himself without interpretation can understand that the supreme absolute truth can eat food and enjoy it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Gaurav Prabhu, Tarjuma. It was a very nice opening. Yeah, so this is also
Prabhuji, I hear voice
one of the
breaking.
not important verses of Bhagavad Gita. focus, it helps. How is it now? You are not in the call, no?
Yes, now it's better.
How is it? Now it's better.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I think I'm facing some internet my hotspot as well. Okay. For now, okay. All fine.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So this which are famous or important in Bhagavad Gita is telling us what are the likes of Krishna and how to please him. And what he doesn't accept. Understand, because in our when we someone,
Hare Krishna
this is
Prabhuji.
very important. What are we giving to them? Yes.
Voice is breaking,
You couldn't hear
Prabhuji.
again? Okay. The voice is breaking. Let me give one more try then. Second. Is it better now?
Uh,
This
Yeah.
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Is it better now? I don't know. I'm just trying. Now, can you say once again? Is it better now from the audio?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Now,
Prabhuji.
now clear? Okay. I hope it stays so. Anyway, so I don't know. I'll just quickly repeat and we'll go continue from there. So, out of very important verses of Bhagavad Gita, this is one where we can understand what are the likes and dislikes of the Lord. Usually, we only know that, okay, the Lord is beyond the duality, then you should ideally not have anything disliking, because like opposite is dislike. But here, the Lord is precisely saying what He likes. In that list, we can understand what is there, and then from that, we can derive that what is that Lord is not pleased. Now, one may have a question: why didn't He mention He didn't the list of items that are things that he doesn't accept. Yeah, there are verses. Yeah, when we go to the 13th chapter, there we'll precisely understand, because Krishna is saying what is the food items and what kind of categories are there and what belongs to which one, and says what is good. Yeah, and just like a father, just like a father wants to offer the best to the child, or father wants that the child takes nutritious food and what is very good for him. He provides everything. But of course, if he still, I mean, because of the child's free will, he can go and take whatever he want to eat. Yeah, and then there is a consequence of it. But nevertheless, the Lord is just like the Father is trying his best to provide that which is very helpful, nourishing. Yeah, in that way, the food that is in the mode of goodness, the Lord mentions and he recommends, so that how it helps us to achieve our ultimate goal of life. Yeah, and here is saying the mood. Yeah, just like when we want to build our relationship with the Lord, then we need to know what are the likes and dislikes, just like in our own relationships with any of our family and friends and relatives, everyone at work or at home. For everything, we are social beings, we are in society, and the main element of this is feeling belonging or belong to. And for that, it is very, very important to have the ability to appreciate and understand the other person. One is by observing and then cross checking whether did I understand properly by our dealings, so that correcting and improving and improving and improving, so that we can understand and then can become best friends or best in our relationship, whether it is parents or family, relatives, or even at work. Without our ability to understand the other person, we cannot achieve success. So, in our interactions, we usually what we do is we try to pitch up these questions. Okay, what do you like? What is your favorite? Uh, and okay, this is what you like. This is what makes you happy. And then what we do is we try to make happy everyone around us. And now we go into this verse which says Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. So Krishna is mentioning that if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. So when we want to establish a relationship with the Lord, where there we know that there is this Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakhyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras. There are different ways one can engage in a loving relationship with the Supreme Personality, Lord Sri Krishna. And how can we do is when we offer something, if the other person accepts it, then the person who is giving has a sense, is making it a sense, and the person who is taking it, yeah, he is also benefiting or enjoying such. And then usually what we see is it is the mood of the person who is offering us something. Yeah, just like in case if we have a very rough relationship or a tough relationship or with someone, if the person is coming with a very, very nice present which is very attractive, yeah, he may even give a that one of your top list of aspirations, yeah, whether it could be a job or it could be a car or a house or a yeah, electronic gadget, whatever. If the person who is giving you, you don't like him, yeah, taking it, yeah, it becomes more a burden, because we think, oh, okay, I don't like to enjoy this from so and so person. Um, better get rid of it, or first of all not even accept. Yeah, in school days I had seen an incident where a person wants to give something and the girl doesn't want to take it, and yeah, what to do? One wants to offer a gift, but she doesn't like that gift. She's even ready to leave it in the street. Why? Because she doesn't like. She has the mood through with which the person wants to offer, yeah, is not what she wanted, was longing for. So, for the intelligent person, it is essential to be in Krishna consciousness, engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord, in order to achieve a permanent, blissful abode for eternal happiness. To attain such a ananda position, to be in that prasannatma, yeah, stage, what we need to do is we need to understand what pleases the Lord. When the Lord is happy, we are happy. Just like in our own relationships, when two persons are there, if the other person, if you can please, if the other person is happy, then you're also happy. And the process of achieving such a result is very easy and can be attempted even by the poorest of the poor without any kind of qualification. The beauty of devotional life or devotion itself is that it's cost and loss free. Why it's free? One can offer a flower or a fruit or a leaf. Maybe these days all these things have gone expensive, but one can still get water for free, except the areas of maybe deserts. But yeah, there is always a rainfall or something. We can always collect some water from the rain. Yeah, these are indeed given by the Lord. And what we are doing, we are just collecting. And then what we are adding, we are just adding our mood and then bringing it back to the Lord. And in that way, what we are doing is we the Lord is accessible to everyone. So Lord is making himself accessible so that even anyone, doesn't matter what kind of social and economical or religious, or even what kind of liberated stage also, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, even all these four stages, whatever one is, Lord is simply, what he is seeing is, he's seeing what? The mood through which it is offered. The only qualification required in this connection is to be a pure devotee of the Lord. It doesn't matter what one is or where one is situated. The process is so easy that even a leaf, in this case the leaf is tulsi leaf. Of course, in the Western world, even to get tulsi leaves is quite challenging. To maintain a tulsi plant is challenging. Mm. But still, it's very simple. If you are talking from a professor, yeah, but many Vaishnavas mentioned that it doesn't matter. You can still, if they have the will, can have it, because full is very important for us. It is not that that's an
Voice is
like
breaking again.
better. Now
I'm not sure if
Still breaking.
it's only on my side.
the voice is
It's
breaking.
still breaking.
Yeah, it's breaking here.
Now better.
No, Prabhuji.
No. It is called Let me. Krishna.
Still breaking, Prabhuji.
It's still very. Adi hot. Okay. Now if you can hear me better now. Okay.
Not better still.
Cannot hear anything, Prabhuji. I think your connection is, the audio connection is broken.
Now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Now it's better.
Now it's better. Okay. Now I know what to do. Final check. So please confirm if you can hear.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I hope this stays without issue. So we were talking about the likes and dislikes, and when we are talking about the how easy it is to please the Lord is because it's very inexpensive. Yeah, we don't have to really um, do a lot because the Lord is very easily pleased, and the ingredients or the that are required to please Him is also very easy because it's to do with us. We don't have to find something outside into the market, into the business, and we don't have to enter all these things. Very easily we can service. Even if we can have water, we can offer. If we have flower, we can offer. If we have fruits, we can offer. Yeah. And what the Lord mainly looks is that with what mood one is offering. Yeah. And so I'm just referring again to the page. Okay. So we were talking the only qualification required in this connection is to be pure devotee of the Lord. Doesn't matter what one is, where is one situated. The process is so easy, yeah, that even a leaf or a little water can be offered, and no one therefore can be barred from Krishna consciousness. That's very nice point, which helps to understand that um, who is such a fool that he does not want to be Krishna conscious by this simple method. Yeah, it doesn't demand any kind of Ashtanga yoga, which is just by thought itself. Yeah, it's quite challenging to understand how we can practice such a thing. But when one develops the mood, how can one develop such mood is by understanding the greatness of the Lord. Just like when we are offering a present or a gift to someone, we are also looking, okay, what is that he likes? What is that pleases him? Uh, so that we take that into consideration. Why? Because we want to please the person. We want to make him happy. And in that spirit, we try to understand the person. And here in this case, Krishna can be understandable, um, uh, of course, by his own grace, but at the same time by seeing how he is dealing with other devotees. Uh, like how he has dealt in the case of Vidura, how he dealt in the case of Arjuna, in the case of gopis. So we understand, okay, the Lord is having a very nice loving relationship with everyone. That's why we are part and parcel of the Lord. Why? Because it is not that we are created that we can be completely independent, we can do whatever we want and think that we are supreme masters. No, from a qualitative wise, we have the same interests, the Lord, like the Lord. But from a quantity wise, yeah, it's inconceivable, uncomprehendable. Why? Because the Lord can have a loving relationship with everyone. He can understand everyone's pain, that he can extend concern, that he can extend his mercy or his grace. Our ability to perceive others' problem is very limited because we are so much busy with understanding our own problems. What is that is problem creating me a problem today? So let me solve my problems. And in that matter, I'm not even seeing whether I am when I am interacting with others, am I dealing with right etiquette, with right care and concern. Sometimes we see some dealings, right? We come across people, they want to make a statement, they want to get best out of the situation. In that, uh, the business becomes very unethical. The dealings become more unethical, where people start thinking that we are being exploited. People will think that okay, we are misused our our likings on someone. The Lord is saying that no, it's not the case here. He says that if one is Krishna conscious, he can achieve success. And why? Because it is very, very simple method. It doesn't need lot of ingredients like in the yajna. In so many yajnas are prescribed in Vedic rituals. For that, you need qualified brahmana. You need purified ingredients. For that, we need our purified mind, because it's not that okay, there is nice fire sacrifice going on, the fire is touching the roof, and the mantras are very, very eloquently sung, recited, and then everything is offered, and um, then we think that it is successful yajna, successful sacrifice. What is need to be sacrificed that we have not sacrificed? Uh, the sacrifice that we have to do is to sacrifice our selfish interests. These sacrifices are not meant for our own individual benefits, except when we talk about health, definitely yes, because health is very important. Because of health, we are able to move on with this vehicle to achieve our goal, our destination. So, but then when we are looking into other rituals of how to have a very, very comfortable social life, you know, how to have name and fame. So such yajnas will not be so effective. Why? Because the person who has to have the mood has not this mood. Why? Because even in that yajna, Lord Krishna uh, he is saying that I am the person whom you are offering even in that yajna. But when that mood is not there, even in that fire sacrifices, yajna yagas, krutus, anything, whatever the missing ingredient, if it is this bhakti, if the bhakti is not there, everything is useless. Just imagine that we have spent lot of time, we have collected lot of money by working, and day and night we have earned, and then we are sitting in this fire sacrifice, paying very good amount for the priest and for the ingredients, and yeah, we are getting it done. But if we are not attentive there, if we are not having this mode of offering that okay, everything is for you, it's not for me. If you are happy, I am happy. That is what we talk about Krishna consciousness mode. uh, to be conscious that if Krishna is happy, then I am happy. That is Krishna consciousness. Not that okay, this is part of purification, that's why I'm doing that sacrifice, this is part of the well-being, that's why I follow vastu, this is part of that, I'm following astrology. All these other supporting systems, yeah, are indeed should help us to become Krishna conscious. and then only we can be successful in whatever we are offering. And he writes, yeah. So because it is so easy and universal to offer flower, water, leaf, and fruit, so everyone should very, very desperately and eagerly take up this Krishna consciousness method of pleasing the Lord by offering what he likes. Krishna wants only loving service and nothing more. Yeah, I think um, Krishna has everything. Yeah, this is a common question. When Krishna is Atma Ram, that he is already Purushottam, supreme enjoyer. He is Atma Ram. He is self-satisfied. Uh, what is the need of all giving these things? Yeah, because daily from the morning we start seeing there are aratis that we offer, we do. Hmm? And we are buying fruits. We are making prasad, bhoga, and offering to the Lord. In every dealing that we are doing, we are indeed um, showing a gesture that we want to give you. Yeah, that is what Krishna is saying. Otherwise, Krishna has everything. Yeah, the rain that is coming is Krishna's energy. The fire that is there, the air that is there, all these five elements, or even the literal existence of ourself, yeah, is also by the Lord. So in that way, the Lord is the owner of everything. He has everything. He owns us. What that matter? Yeah, He owns even us. Our free will, the Lord has given, because He doesn't want to exercise any force upon us. What He wants to see is this loving service. So when we bring this by the grace of the Lord and spiritual master and by the scriptures, when we start understanding this very important principle, it is through loving service that Lord is accepted, then everything changes. Why? Because he is self-sufficient, and yet he accepts offer in an exchange of love and affection. So just like a rich man who has no scarcity of wealth, but if his son is bringing that I have earned in out of my first salary, I want to offer you a very nice watch. The father is not seeing how expensive is the watch, how good looking it is. He's not interested in what? He's not interested in these material attributes. Huh? Which brand it is, which color it is. He's more interested, oh, my son has offered me this wonderful watch. And then he very proudly wears and goes around. Why? Because he likes this, that his son has loved, and then has, as a gesture, he has uh, expressed it. Similarly, the Lord has everything. It is everything. He is the supreme creator, supreme enjoyer, supreme proprietor. In that we say we supreme in all sense. But still, on top of that, as soon as when a devotee offers with love and devotion, then he accepts it. And that is what is bhakti. Bhakti is mentioned twice in this verse in order to declare more emphatically that bhakti or devotional service is the only means to approach Krishna. It is not by pouring wealth. It's not that. It's not by constructing big mansions for the Lord to show one's great position. It's not that Lord is pleased. It is that this everything belongs to you, and we are trying our best to offer you the best thing. It is not that, okay, now the Lord has given us very easy exercise. Yeah, we don't have to look for silver cups or golden plates or etc etc, because Lord is seeing the bhav. Yeah, so then why to arrange all these things? Why to have a very nice big temples for him, and murti sort of marble, which is everything very expensive. Yeah, because when Krishna is saying that I'm very much interested with your love. Now the question is, to capture, to attract Lord, if we can simply offer this 4 ingredients, is it not enough? Is it not enough? Then what is the question? Why do we need all these big temples? Hmm? Yeah, Apu Prabhu? Why do we need all these temples? Because this is a very nice allegation, right? As soon as if someone goes for donations, asking donation, they say, hey, I don't understand one thing. Why such a big temples are required? So many people are suffering. There is no food for them. And on the other side, then there is big temples that are constructed, which indeed takes a lot of money. You're going to the wealthy people and then, yeah, and engaging them, their money in building the temple. And yeah, daily morning, going on the altar and offering all the aratis and even Abhishek. It's so much. Mm, yeah, if we see Krishna is saying here, it's only the small, simple way to attract. And if that is bhakti, yeah, if one has bhakti and if they engage in this, everyone can have the same bhakti, right? So that they don't need all these temples and services. How to understand this? Yeah, on one side we say Krishna consciousness is so easy to achieve by not spending a lot of money.
These easy things, I think we are not doing it. I think in this world, so temples are providing that opportunity to make people understand. I mean, because temples also provide shelter to a lot of. They prepare prasadam and serve the people in need. So temples are setting an example there, and maybe through that people will understand that they can also make their house also as a temple. But yeah, the very basic thing, which is very easy, maybe most of us are not doing it. That is the reason I think temples temples are providing that learning and opportunity for people to maybe to see and understand.
Okay. Yeah.
We are also spending crores to build up hospitals. Temples also.
I don't know. You guys are able to hear or
No, Prabhuji. I think
Dinesh Prabhu's you could hear, na?
No, Prabhuji, it was not. It was
Not even Dinesh
away.
Prabhu. Okay. Okay. No. Yeah. You guys can repeat now.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So my viewpoint is, though it is very easy for every individual to offer something as simple as a leaf or a fruit to Krishna, but in general, I think most of the people in this Kali Yuga are not doing even the simplest of the things, like offering to God. So temples are providing that very basic opportunity that people sometimes, even an ordinary man, thinks that, okay, if he has even 1% of belief on God, he might think that, okay, maybe I will visit the temple. And in the temple environment, maybe he might find that little bit of zeal and he might see how we are offering things to the Lord. And also temples do provide shelter to many needy people, offer prasadams. So I feel they are setting a prime example of how to bring up ourselves in devotional service.
Yeah.
My point was that we are also spending crores to build up hospitals to give the medication to the patient. So we are also building the temples. It's a kind of hospital which actually curing our also Babarog. So these diseases.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone else want to add? Or I mean, this is a very nice topic. Yeah. So we are often come across this as a nice debate, and if we have thorough understanding, it can help us to help others to understand. So anyone else want to share or ask? One can also take as a devil's advocate and groom this particular topic further. Challenges are not
Prabhuji.
yeah.
I think, Prabhuji, the most of the people, they get attracted by seeing the bigger things nowadays and more opulence, where so it attracts more and more people, and probably this gives an opportunity. If we construct just big temples also, then more people will be attracted and somehow they get the chance to connect.
Yeah, that's also valid. Yeah, nice point. Anyone else? One thing is still missing. I think Sudhir Prabhu can recollect that. Yeah, we have, if you remember that example of a farmer and the field, right? The field belongs to the owner and the farmer is just cultivating. So after everything is there, who should get it? Huh? Who gets the result? Huh? Harika Mataji?
Cultivating.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Sorry?
It is difficult to question, Prabhuji. Owner.
Should owner benefit? Should it go to the owner or the one who is cultivating?
So
Now if you are communist, you will give one answer.
Correct. So it is to the person who is cultivating it, but the land belongs to the owner, but he also should get the benefit for sure.
So now the question is, I mean, in Manu Samhita, I can give you the chapter. I think it's 90th chapter. There is a question like, anyway, that gives detail about how the offsprings of a wife and husband, to whom the offspring belongs to. But now just see, if the tree is in your field and if the fruit goes into the neighbors, now who is the enjoyer of it?
Neighbor.
Neighbor, why? You have cultivated, no? Now you are a communist. You have cultivated.
Correct. We have cultivated, but I meant actually the owner is the person who cultivated. But the problem is it is in the other's place. Maybe they can take it, right? We don't have control.
No. Even if you have control, whose fruit it is?
Yeah, it's the person who cultivated for sure.
But it's not in your area, no?
Correct. Yeah.
So how can you become the owner of that?
Because it's whoever put the effort, it becomes to them. But because without me there is no fruit, I would say.
Without your effort, there is no fruit, right?
Correct. Without me, in sense, without my land, there is no fruit at all.
But without the neighbor's space, there is no even branch going there. There is no leaves coming out, no flowers coming out, and no fruit. The space is given by the neighbor, right? You can't demand, or you can't infiltrate into neighbor's place.
Yeah, that is also true.
Contract should be written.
It's a difficult question to answer.
Well, I'm just kind of, anyway.
There is a story from Ramakrishna Paramahamsa about this.
Yeah? Sagar Prabhu,
yeah. I mean, I will not take much time. I'll keep it very high level. So there is a landlord, let's say, and he has a very devoting servant. And the landlord has to go to, to the States maybe for a couple of years, take care of his children. So he says, okay, the servant is so much devoted that he gets impressed, and landlord says, I will give you the house. Use it as it is your house. Use my bedroom as well as it is your bedroom. Use my bathroom, everything as it is yours. But make sure that you always have it in your mind that it is mine and not yours. And at the same time, if someone else comes and asks whose it is, tell them that it is mine. Uh, and he also specifies one very important point that in the garden there is a small lake where the fishes are there. Make sure you take care of those fish in an appropriate way. So the first few months, the servant very devotedly takes care of the house. He uses the bathroom, everything, bedroom, everything. And if someone comes, he used to say, well, this is my owner's, as the owner has instructed. And as the days pass on and pass on and pass on, it so happens that there is some small ego coming into his thing. And then he thinks, well, now that I'm using, this is all mine. So he starts saying, this is all mine. And at some point, he even goes to that lake where where the owner says, do not touch this lake and the fish. He goes and he tries to even take the fish and eat it. And at that time, the owner comes and he throws away. So from hero, he becomes to zero at that single moment, just because he's used not the way the owner has said. And for this, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says that we could take this example and put it in the same way in the world, right? So I mean, the landlord is the god, and the servant is all the people. As long as we use this entire world in the name of Lord, we are all good. Once that ego kicks in, and we start saying that this is mine, then the downfall starts.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. So that's how people who favor that ideology, they go as communists. Yeah, because after all, they see that, okay, the effort is visible, right? The landlord is just sitting somewhere, yeah, of the field, and then he is only paying labor. They see that, oh, no, how can we just take labor? After all, it's really hard earned. I have not seen the owner coming, doing anything. He didn't made the soil ready. He didn't sow the seeds. He didn't do anything. And when the fruit is coming, then the Lord is coming. Landlord is coming. Then we'll start developing envy. Yeah, Sagar Babu, that's right? We start feeling envy that how can it? And this envy later it transforms into this pride that, oh no, I am great, because indeed, yeah. And then what we do, we start collecting more people having the same ideology, and then we start becoming one party, and then we start doing it, and this is what happens. And of course, this is a very common thing, because we don't understand who is the landlord, or who is the Lord. We don't understand this. That's why we create a lot of problems. Right from beginning, when we have the cultivation that who is the Lord, who is the owner of everything, who is the supreme enjoyer of everything, then we do not interfere into that business. What we understand is, by serving the Lord, just like in this case, the farmer, just imagine the condition of the farmer if he has no job. Yeah? So in that stage, he doesn't have anything. Now he has a field, yeah, to do something. And when he doesn't use it properly, then he is punished. Yeah, just like you can't simply say, hey, this is my field. The tree is mine. The fruit in the neighbor is also mine. And if you start kind of, yeah, that is very common in Western world, right? Of course, in India, people are still generous. If some vegetables grow in the neighbors now, or from their own tree, they say, okay, what to do? You take it. Or even they cut it and then distribute to the neighbors. That culture is also there. But here, even for a small thing, we have clashes, mainly because we do not understand that indeed everything belongs to the Lord. And now coming back to this main thing of but why to construct such a huge big buildings, and having wonderful gardens, fountains, it takes a lot of electricity, it takes a lot of power to maintain. Huh? On one side, we see so many people are starving or lack of food, and other side we see lavish 5-star hotel temple.
I have one small thing there to add, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
We can actually take the example of a king. So let's say there is a small kingdom. In that kingdom, there is everyone. There is, let's say, people who are rich, people who are poor, who are farmers who have to work day in day out to make their living. But at the same time, there is also this king with a huge palace, lots and lots of jewelry, and he actually sleeps on a very nice, comfortable bed. So ideally, king's thing is to ensure that all the people in his kingdom are happy and they survive, and at the same time they give respect to the king, right? But king, even though he's got a big palace, he could accommodate maybe thousands and thousands of people in his palace, right? But he does not do it. And the thing is, the king has to stay like how he has to like how he stays, or else we have a fundamental problem in governing a society, because king, there could be a trouble coming from any side, and if the king is not there, the kingdom is not there, the people are not there, everyone will become slaves. Forget about rich and poor. So king has to stay rich. He has to be in that palace, so that he could be in a position to protect the society. So similarly, coming to any society, I think I read this in one of the Aurobindo speeches. He was saying that for any society to prosper, there should be a Brahmin, there should be a Kshatriya, so all the Varnashrams that we know of, and there should be temples as well. Without that, the society will not prosper. At the end of the day, the Kshatriyas will make sure the society is being protected, but the knowledge for the Kshatriyas is actually coming from the Brahmins. And if the Brahmin is not there, the Kshatriyas are not there. And if the Kshatriyas are not there, the kingdom is not there, and everyone will be under slaves as we were before 1947. So the temple is key. The temple architecture is key. The Brahmins are key.
Yeah, very nice point, Sagar Prabhu. Yeah, and as you have given the example of this king and the kingdom, yeah. So, and you also said, yeah, there is a fundamental problem also, that if the king lives like a common man, yeah, then how can he command respect? Yeah. People will just say, hey, he's also like a casual man. Just like if we go back to Ramayana, yeah, they were saying, yeah, because the Lord Ram was not manifesting his what do you call, the stature of a king, a royal king, with all that where kings command. Yeah. Then there is this washerman, or the washerman can very, very casually talk, because Lord Ram was not in the palace. He was in the forest like a common man. So very easily people will think, hey, he is also common. What is great about king now? Sagar Prabhu? So usually it's not that the king needs such a facility, yeah, but the king, to have that recognition that he is, without him nothing, yeah, just like if we have chess, if king is out, then the whole game is out. Even in one step or two steps, yeah, it's gone. Similarly, if the king is not there, then the kingdom is what do you call, enslaved, right? So this challenge. And now when we talk about, okay, but then why such a royal palace, why so many servants too, is it's out of love to take care of a king. Yeah, it's not only that because now the king has so much money and people are poverty stricken, that's why they are engaging in service. No, it is that because out of love, that okay, my lord, my king has done so great thing for me in my life. He has taken care of my family, my children. He has given food. He has given education. He has provided health. When such a king is offering so many things, naturally we want to do best whatever we can. Yeah. And then that's why so many traders and so many even the agricultural Vaishya community, what they do when the cultivation is over, when the paddy fields or whatever the fields come, they give to the king. It's not, I mean, of course, later what happened is, because king's greediness has become so much, what happened is king is taking more for tomorrow, for his next generation, due to which what happens, people who are his actual children, the whole kingdom is his children, they're not taken care. So that's why they are suffering, and they try to avoid taxes. And then the king is even forcing taxes using all these things. Hey, it is indeed my land. You have used my land to cultivate, and now you have to pay money. And that's why communism comes, saying that, hey, who gave this land to you? Yeah. How can someone become an owner of a land just like having a piece of paper? The land is one's who has cultivated. Yeah. Why? Because it was exploited, because the king didn't protect. And now coming back to our thing is, why such big mansions are big temples are required is the temple as architecture is one thing. Yeah. Because so many people may not be having any understanding about God. Yeah. Just like if one gives a book, nowadays no one want to see a book. Yeah. For book distributors, it's very difficult, right? If you take a book and want to give, hey, you can read the glories of the Lord. Yeah, no one cares. But people pay money and go for a sightseeing, and they see the architecture. They see, oh, such a nicely carved house. Yeah, recently, I mean, someone was posting also this. What is in Karnataka? This two places, near Shravan Belgul. Anyway, so every piece, or Tanjavur, or so many architectural masterpieces are there. People are going at least to see the marvel of such a carvings. And then what is this carving about? It's not about how to economically develop, how to crack all kinds of problems. It's all about what the Lord's pastimes have been. So that when one goes and sees such thing, they can understand, oh, yeah, just I remember in Hyderabad, there is Birla Temple. Birla Temple. I have not seen in those days such a temple which is so nicely, I mean, it's a marble temple, very nicely carved, and it is on the hill, and it became a tourist spot rather than actually temple. I mean, of course, who have devotion, they have a very nice opportunity to go there. Yeah. But it attracts. For a common man or a general person who is not yet deeper understanding of it, of Lord and them, but this attraction will become envy when they start seeing, okay, but come on, why such a great things have to be done? And instead, the purpose of bringing this topic is out of envy. But what they will do, they'll start projecting, saying like, hey, for humanity, what such a temple can do. Yeah. Because they see people are not able to have proper food. But first of all, people are getting jobs to build such a temples. Yeah. And not only that, peoples are given facilities. Yeah. Because it's not only that the temple is there, nothing is happening. In temple, there are all these what do you call the sevas. If there is no temple, there is no opportunity for someone to offer seva to the Lord, right? So no, there is no annadan, there is no jnana. Yeah, what is this? What do you call this? Shikshadan. Gyandan. So all these things are indeed coming from a temple. Yeah. And then when such a transformation is happening in one's life, how can they reciprocate? See, I am given food, I am given shelter, I am given knowledge. So what is my goal is that oh Lord, You have given me so much. Out of my gratitude, I want to still offer you something. Yeah. So, which means temples of such a beautifully arranged deities, of gardens. Yeah. People may think, why gardens? Why there is a need of a garden or a fountain? Just like now when Sri Statue of Equality was launched, right? There is this whole nice concept of water fountains coming and then doing the Abhishek of the Murti. Why all these are needed? Yeah, because a common man may think it's just waste of money, time, and all those things. But the light that they have brought into our lives, how to repay that? So many people have changed their life, yeah, who are literally suffering in the mode of passion and ignorance. And when people are brought to the mode of goodness and even better, because this life is very rare and only one opportunity, right? We don't know when is the next opportunity after many, many millions of lifetimes. So when such a gift we get, we always want to reciprocate. And that is what is bhakti. That is what is devotion. That is what is love. That is what is affection. When that is there, we want to give our best. It's not like we go to this simple process, water, not simple process of leaf, because it's not mentioned about gold, right? It's not mentioned about marble stone. There is nothing mentioned about it. So why we still give is because we think that we want to see the Lord in the Aishwarya Bhav. We want to see, we want, Lord is not a common man. To show that Lord is not common man, we want to give him everything. Oh, call is cut. Am I still in the call? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Okay. And so this is one thing. And the second thing is that as you have mentioned, while we were collecting, like, is it really needed for such big temples? Yeah. If there is, again, coming back to the gardens and fountains, it is not gratitude. It is not that, okay, now I have money, I want to give something to the Lord. It's not that. We should not see the Lord in the temple as just a static statue. When we think that Lord is just a static statue in the temple, then we think that, hey, it's just enough to have one complex. Why it should have very nice architecture? Why it should have gardens? Why it should have fountains? Why? Because Lord is not just static, he is also going around the temple. It is not just this architecturally made things are only for people to get attracted to devotion. It is for the pleasure of the Lord. It means that the gardens, when they engage in their wonderful pastimes in the temple premises, it should be good also. It's not like, okay, of course we see these fountains and all these things. You think that it is nice, ambient, like a picnic spot. It is not picnic spot for us. It's not picnic spot for to enjoy. But it's indeed the Lord is. We are providing everything because we see from the scriptures how Lord enjoys. There is a small cave, there is a small mountain, and then so that the Lord is seeing this and he's remembering his pastimes and he's enjoying that. So we are providing that facility. So nothing is waste of money. Usually what we think that is why a garden is needed. Why such a big land is needed? First of all, this is another question. Why so big land is needed? Is it not enough if the temple, come on, so many, marriage function halls are there, na? When function halls are so big these days, function halls, which can accommodate thousands and thousands, which have wonderful fountains and everything, for the pleasure of ourselves, then what to talk about pleasure of the Lord? This is something like when Prabhupada was asked in US, right? When he was going in the Rolls Royce or a big Lamborghini car, then they said, hey, you are a sannyasi or sadhu. What do you have to do with such a big luxurious car? He said, I don't want it. It's not for me. It is to show they because yasya prasadat bhagavat prasadat. In the scriptures, it's mentioned that the Lord is a supreme enjoyer, and spiritual master is a representative of the Lord, because they want to offer this all, whatever the best possible to the Lord, they have offered. So there is no wrong in it. Usually we see how can a sadhu who will sadhu have can sadhu travel from India to America without a flight? No, it's not possible. Yeah. So in that way, we have to understand it's not out of envy, because this is the principal point here. When we in Bhagavad Gita, when we bring the envy point, then we will start looking how to support my envy. Then we start humanitarian things. Yeah, we start thinking, hey, people are suffering, Manava Seva, Madhava Seva, and so many propagandas are also there, which are valid but not complete in giving us the essence. And this example of Ardha Kukutaniti, right? The hen only, right? Duck. Hen, yeah. As per the Ardha Kukutaniti, it is same. The communist, I think Prabhupada also refers in the case of communism only. Yeah, there is this this hen which lays eggs is so helpful, right? Eggs are good for food. So one can enjoy eggs, but this hen is enjoying eating food. Yeah, it also then this guy thought that, okay, no, this hen is eating a lot, let me cut. So he cut the half, which is taking him his money. But what happened because of that? The hen cannot give eggs anymore. So either philosophically these things are done, either really monetarily. When everything we are getting, hey, anyway, Lord Bhagwan kya kata hai? There is this funny example, right? They says that, oh Lord, I have earned so much money now, everything is yours, and now I'm throwing because you are up. Whatever you can catch, you catch. Whatever you leave, I think it's your grace. I will take it. And this guy is throwing this whole basket into the sky. Yeah, nothing stays up. He says, oh, you're so merciful. That's why you are merciful. And then, yeah. So it's not like that. Yeah. So it's not just throwing up, but actually making something concrete. And that way we can conquer the Lord. Why? Because it is not we are finding ways how to we enjoy. We want to see how the Lord enjoys, because he's a supreme enjoyer, and because of him only everything is happening. And out of gratitude, we do that. Any questions? Anything anyone want to add before? I think we will close. I mean, today it went longer, but actually. Yeah, Adhirasa Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji. I really like that example, Guruji. We do that time, make big temples and fountains and gardens, not for us, but to please the Lord, because Lord also walks in the temples. Yeah. Usually we do not think in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually one may not develop such a level of devotional consciousness,
Yes.
Due to which we see, and we even see when sometimes in such big temples, in ISKCON Pune, for example, when people after having darshan, ultimately they want to have peace. They see temple as a peace treaty. Yeah. So which means bahar jo bhi hai sab kuch chhod ke aana hai. They have darshan with great difficulty, and then they come and sit for some time, and what they do, they talk, are mera wo ho gaya, ye ho gaya, and all these talks. When the watchman comes and he asks them, because to just go on, because they think, hey, what is this? Yeah, they see that, okay, after all, the garden is there for us, but very rare we can understand that the gardens are for the pleasure of the Lord. So when we talk about the Lord, this is in the Narad Muni, he said in Bhagavatam, or where the devotees engage in discussing my glories and pastimes, I will be personally present there. So Bhagavatam, which means it's clearly a statement that the Lord is present also in the garden. Only thing, we have to discuss the glories of the Lord. So Adiras Prabhu, yeah, it all depends, what we are discussing and then where the Lord is. Yeah,
Yes, Prabhuji. Right.
very less we have this understanding that Lord can enjoy the temple. We only think that we made we usually think that Lord's murti is only for us to meditate, because instead of meditating on impersonal form or not able to have that focus and attention, that's why a murti is required. But then if murti is required, why it should be so opulent? Why it should be gold? In those days gold, later silver, now marble. And I've seen also now this murti is made of cement concretes. I don't know what next, but yeah, why is that needed? Is that, yeah, to whatever our capabilities we have, we are installing such deities to engage ourselves in pleasing the Lord. Yeah, because there is this Navavida Bhakti, right? Yeah, and there is Archana. Archana is a process, authentic process, that Prahlad Maharaj said that if one engages in Archana process, which is mainly required for whom? For Grihasthas. And which is our whole population. If we see what is the percentage of sannyasis, very less. Brahmacharis, it's also getting less. the whole world now we are. As Sagar Prabhu, we were saying about the families. The population of family men is very, very high, right? So indeed, the temple is mainly for whom? For grihasthas. Sannyasis and brahmacharis, they are taking the opportunity. But even if there is no temple, they can still engage in the process of devotion. But we as grihasthas are the earning hands of this varnashrama system. It is for our benefit to have service. We are installing such temples. And when temple is small, we can do little service. When temple is bigger, we can do more service. Isn't it very simple? And when temple is even bigger and bigger, then we can accommodate more and more in engaging service of the Lord. And that's how, we start seeing, like, when, for example, temple for Vedic planetarium, people may think, what is this? It's a commercialized, it's a competition to, what is that square? Vatican City. St. Peter's Square? No, St. Peter's Church. What is this big dome in the St. Peter's Dome? I think I forgot the name. In Vatican City, that is considered as the tallest dome in the world.
St. Peter's Basilica.
Yeah?
St. Peter's Basilica.
Yeah. Then, see, someone has made it such a big thing, such a big temple in those days. Why? Because want to show how important it is, the religion in the world. But people who do not take to it, because you have to sacrifice your free will, you have to sacrifice your independence, you have to sacrifice everything, which means then no, I'm not going to become religious, because there is so much misuse of what I'm doing, what I'm giving. So then people slowly go irreligious. Again, to remind people, again, such big temples are required. And now with this temple for Vedic planetarium, what is being done is to show, to give a glimpse of to the entire world, what is the understanding of whole creation and who is the Supreme Lord and how to worship, how to engage. And when such a big temple is coming up, there will also be so many service opportunities. Yeah, just to take them through a guided tour itself will take a long time. Yeah. So anyway, did I cover? I think we have only covered part of this, which is telling about what is required. And then there is, very importantly, we'll also quickly talk about what is that Lord doesn't take. If one is not offering with love and devotion, then it's of no use. And then here in the purport, it's mentioned that Lord is accepting what is made of leaf, flower, fruit, water. And why not meat? Because meat, because we started accepting meat as food. We start accepting. I even remember one was saying that Ram is Kshatriya, so he's a meat eater. And then I mean, people want to controversy, because Kshatriyas, they are allowed to eat meat. That way they say, Ram, you're calling God has eaten meat. People can create, yeah. They will give some references. They will inject something into Valmiki Ramayana, from their own heart, and then then they say, see, in so and so number. Yeah. So this kind of perverted understanding goes on. But the Lord is especially against of blood and this flesh. Why? Because that it violates the basic quality, which is compassion to others, which includes animals, not only humans. Because in those days, Kshatriyas are representatives, not only taking care of a kingdom where people are living. They are representatives and controllers of the forests, mountains, deserts, and all aquatics. Yeah? So they are in charge of not just humans, but all the beings. And when a father is taking care of everything, how can he see a bloodshed of something and allow the other thing to enjoy? It's not like you have a small poultry farm where you extract the eggs and you extract the meat and then enjoy. Rather, as a father, he wants to see that there is no harm also for the hen, or no harm for the pigs, no harm for the cows. So in that way, this sense of harmless, when we lose it, then we go more into enjoyment, and then we start harming. So that's why here it says, thus meat, fish, and eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such things as offerings, he would have said so. Instead, he clearly requests that a leaf, flower, fruit, or water to be given. And he says, of this I will offer. Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept these things, which is meat, fish, and eggs. Whatever else we eat cannot be offered, since he will not accept it. Thus, we cannot be acting on the level of loving devotion if we offer such foods. So, love, if we violate compassion, there is no love. So that's why we have to have compassion. Yeah, there was one thing. The impersonalist philosophy. Yeah, this is one more thing. Now, when we are talking about these big temples and offering food, which means then we think someone is a person. If there is no person, what is there to offer? Just imagine a temple, there is only walls, there is nothing inside. The impersonalist philosophers who wish to maintain that the absolute truth is without senses cannot comprehend this verse. Just imagine, how can you offer water to nothing or having no form? But the Lord is so great that he can accept. When we have this understanding, that is possible only when we know that the Lord is a person, supreme being. To them, it is either a metaphor or a proof of mundane character of Krishna, the speaker of Bhagavad. But in actuality, Krishna has senses, and it is stated that his senses are interchangeable. In other words, one sense can perform the function of another. That's why when we are in the temple, the Lord, we can see that offerings are made, offerings are brought, and then what is happening? We do some puja, and then after that, when we are taking away, we don't have this sense that, okay, indeed the Lord has eaten. Why? Because we see, hey, there is nothing to his mouth sticking to see, he indeed has eaten. Lord is eating even with his eyes. In case of Jagannath ji, I even heard that even while cooking also, one need not bring the offering to the Lord. As soon as it's cooked, Lord is already taking. So we have to be very careful. So that is possible because his senses are quite different to our. His capability of absorbing, accepting is quite different to our. And here, when we talk about his senses, perform, other functionality, this is one thing. And then that is what it means to say that Krishna is absolute. This is what I want to say. When we say Lord is nirguna, It doesn't mean that he is having no gunas or nirakar. Yeah, nirakar and nirguna are the words that are used to say to strengthen the impersonalist ideology that Lord has no form. But indeed, when we say nira akar, Lord has no form, that is his one of the manifestation, which means Lord has form and also no form. Very hard to understand. Huh? Either we have seen something which has form, or has no form. Like air has no form, at least unless we see it through laboratory. Yeah, but otherwise we see there is all in the whole space is prevailing. There is no form. But for a space, is there a form? No. But the Lord is having a form as well as no form at same time. This is something like the sun. The sun disk is there and sun rays are also there. The sun rays we cannot see, but the sun as a globe we can see. And beyond that sun globe, there is person who is the owner, who is living entity in the planet, sun planet. Yeah, and he is we call Surya Narayan. So in that way, there is a person. So there is Nirakar and also Saakar. Yeah, so the Lord have both the forms. But impersonalists, they just discard the other expansion of the Lord. They just say, hey, Lord has no form, or Lord is all pervading, so you can see the Lord in everything. Yeah. So in that way, they deviate from actual identity of the Lord. He could hardly be considered full in all opulence. In 7th chapter, Krishna has explained that he impregnates the living entity into material nature. This point should be emphasized. Because of his absolute position, his hearing is wholly identical with his eating and tasting. Only the devotee who accepts Krishna as he describes himself without interpretation can understand the supreme absolute truth, can eat food and enjoy it. Okay. Anyway, when we are hungry for a breakfast, to end on this note is nice, but we have to have the consciousness that we understand Prabhupada why he says this very important. No meat eating. Why? One of these 4 regulative principles, no meat eating, is especially to develop this compassionate mood of love and devotion, love and affection to the Lord, so that we can engage in the service. मैं खोलता हूँ. नहीं खोला नहीं. Okay. I can do it. Okay. Any questions? Anything anyone want to add? Sudhir Prabhu, question clarified?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I was watching one Sattvic lifestyle video, and that person was saying that yes, Krishna has not mentioned milk in this purport, so you should be vegan. But is it so that milk is on such level that he does not need to mention at all, or it is self-understandable that he does not need to mention it?
It's self-understandable.
The milk, about the milk, that he does not need to say about the milk at all, that it is self-granted that he is butter thief, so he already likes milk.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Slow and steady. Yeah. So let's continue with other verses next session. I hope internet supports next time as well. Okay then. Panchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.